What up, Disco Souls? We're back at it again out here in the garden area. I thought I'd bring you along today. Nick and I are wrapping up a project that we started yesterday, and wait till you see what we've done. We've kind of taken it to the next level, and unexpectedly at that. So we got another drop of chip drop, and it was larger than our first drop. And let me show you real quick. So we ended up finishing off this area over here. We rounded it out a little bit more because we're planning to move one of our lilacs here. We also reused a bunch of pavers that we had in another area near the house to kind of start killing this area off so that we can make a little fire pit patio area. But today, we're going to be trying to finish up an even more ambitious project. You can probably hear the lawnmower in the background. That's Nick getting the cart because we're about to move some more chips. And let me show you what we have in store. Oh my God, guys, look at this. We are making our dreams come to life. Wow. So this is where the pavers were. We've since removed those, obviously. We're going to chip that out, and we're going to chip everything over to here. So that's our current herb garden or kitchen herb garden. And we always ran into issues with being able to mow in here. There was like a little pathway that went down from this gate up to those stairs. And it was always a pain to mow and all of that kind of stuff. And then we have this bed here of some perennial flowers and whatnot. So we figured, since we have all these chips and we can't do some of our other areas yet, what if we start to work on this area? And look at all that. So today we're going to be moving some chips, filling in this area with the goal that once those chips break down in maybe a couple years, we'll be able to plant within this space and expand the kitchen herb garden, as well as create an area where we don't have to mow. So right now, Nick is going to get some chips from the pile. Let's go take a look at the pile real quick. That's a big pile, much bigger than it was before. I'm wondering how I'm going to film this. I'm not sure, so bear in mind it may not be the best filming, but we're going to try and do our best. I think we're going to start with this area over here first and then move our way to filling in this area. Hopefully we can get it done in a day. We'll see. I have confidence. We've been able to do some of these other areas pretty quick, so we'll see what we can do. I gotta go get a pitchfork. So a big part of this project has honestly just been dumping and then moving, spreading. I mean, it's pretty obvious what we're doing here. I don't need to over-explain it, but we're trying to do about 6 inches minimum in a lot of the areas because these will break down. They are not, so chip drop, it's not full on broken down mulch. So it will break down or continue to break down. You do not want to plant like your veggies straight into this. It will fry them. I think I mentioned that in a previous video. So our project ran into a little kerfluckle. The wheel came off the cart. Okay, here's a little update. Since our cart is out of commission at the moment while Nick tries to fix it, I took all the piles that we had put over here. I'm out of breath, sorry guys. And started to spread it out along the farthest area so that we can continue to come back over here. But with this snag in the project, this slowed down significantly. Sometimes you just don't know what's going to be thrown at you, and you kind of just have to roll with the punches, as they say. It's not worth getting frustrated over, because at the end of the day, it's kind of out of your control and power. But here's what we got. Whew, I'm out of breath. Here's what we got. For this side, we just have a little bit to kind of finish up, like along the edges, which isn't a big deal. And we still have quite a bit over here to do. I did get along the fence line, but that's about it. And we do have a cart full of chips here, but until we figure something out, I don't want to empty out the cart that far away. It just doesn't seem reasonable. And Nick is trying to fix this dang wheel with whatever we can find. We found most of the parts that fell off. I think honestly all that happened was that we lost this pin at some point, didn't realize it.
And we lost one of these.
And then lost one of those somewhere in the yard.
Another one out of a piece of pipe.
Ooh, go Nick.
Maybe.
The beauty of having a machinist as a husband.
Machining, hacksaw.
Being thrifty, as they say, which is what we're all about.
When I was young, they used to call it being poor. That's what's the name of the game. Now we just need a pin.
Could we fashion a pin out of something? So yeah, we're trying to not jerry-rig it, but just kind of fix it the best we can without really spending any money, because that's the name of the game lately, is try not to spend any money. I mean, honestly, this whole yard transformation that you've been kind of seeing us do over the past couple of weeks, that one over there, that one back there, and then all of this is from foraging cardboard from dumpsters for free. Just loading the car up, doing trip after trip after trip, getting a load of chip drop delivered, and then putting in the manual labor to do it. Now, a lot of you may ask about this method a little bit deeper, or have some qualms about it. By us doing this, by no means, my arm. By us doing this by no means means that we're not going to get grass or weeds or anything else growing back in its place, but it does start the foundation. Obviously, it's a maintenance thing, so we'll probably have to continue to layer more chips on top of it as it starts to kind of meld into place, break down, and all of that. So just be mindful that this is not a one and done solution for transforming your yard. It's just a quick start, so that you don't have to till. Use gas. I mean, you're using gas to pull the chips, but
We got a wheelbarrow. Do that.
we do have a wheelbarrow.
That is a T-post clean.
Ah. So I think that should do us. Now, the only thing is we should probably maybe, in doing these loads, go like maybe just a little bit slower, just as like a safety precaution at this point. And I suspect you're going to want to take those blocks down, right, babe? Okay, I'm out of the way. How did I know you were gonna do that. I knew you were gonna do that. That's Nick's punk rock side coming on out, baby. All right, so now we're gonna continue to dump and fill, baby. Holy moly. Also, come check this out. Let me show you something. Look, we also scored some free bamboo yesterday. So we went to a garden party at a girl who has a garden, also throws monthly shows out of her house. It was our first time ever meeting. We met on Instagram, and then yesterday was the first time IRL. But when we went to her house, one of her neighbors down the road had all of this bamboo. We probably would have gotten more, except for like the road was kind of sketch on how to like grab it and stuff. But we did get some good pieces. Another freebie win, I'm telling you. Abundance. Abundance is everywhere, y'all. You just have to keep your eyes and your mind open. Sometimes you have to work for it. But you can get stuff for free and really transport yourself to new dreams, new transformations, you name it. So keep that in mind. Not everything has to be pretty and aesthetic and, you know, what mainstream media is selling you. You can do a lot with things that have purpose, and you can get them for free. And who doesn't love free? Who needs a gym membership, really? Just start gardening and terraforming your yard. Oh my gosh. But I'll tell you what, it's some of the most rewarding work I've ever done. I worked in an office for 14, 15 years doing IT work. Keyboard warrioring it up, you know what I'm saying? Not that type of keyboard warrior. But you know, doing stuff. And I'll tell you what, the amount of stress for what I was doing. I mean, today alone, we're moving hundreds of pounds of wood chips. Total body exhaustion, total workout. Our wheel breaks off of our cart. We have to move all of this stuff multiple times. I mean, that can be some stressful stuff. And let me tell you, at least this stress, I feel rewarded afterwards. Like, okay, I feel gratified that like we moved these chips or we fixed that cart or look how we terraformed something that looks beautiful now. I don't know, man. I just think sometimes in modern society, our priorities are like, they're lost. They're lost from where they used to be. And believe me, I used to be one of those people, air conditioning, didn't like to go outside and play, didn't like dirt, all of that. Wanted the Martha Stewart prim proper life. But then it kind of hit me at one point, like, even if you achieve that, it doesn't bring happiness. Doing some of this stuff actually brings this weird happiness that's like very fulfilling. I just feel like more people should be doing stuff like this. I'm not trying to preach on a soapbox or anything, but I don't know. Sometimes I just think that like we're all out of kilter when really we just need to be doing some more like nature-inspired work. Definitely, guys, when you're doing this type of work, make sure to take proper breaks, get yourself rehydrated. We're trying to do like every so many loads. We go sit down for a little bit, get some hydration, come back out, crank it out again. Safety first. Also, I should be wearing eye protection and a mask. So don't follow my example. Make sure to put some proper PPE on. See if we can do one more, then take our break. And with that, break time. All right, so here's where we're at. We just moved these mounds. Got one more coming in, and then we start to spread it. Like I said, we're trying to do about 6 inches deep. We'll see how that do us. But it's coming together, y'all. Coming together. When we come back out, we'll probably push all these in, see where we're at, and then do some more loads. We're almost done our break. We're just wrapping up. Took about a 30. But not too shabby. Almost done. Be nice to wrap this up in a day. That would be pretty impressive. Definitely gonna need some zhuzhing. It's getting there though. This stump was a lot more twiggy, which kind of makes it tricky, but can still work with it, you know? I think it's good. I think we'll just have to do like a couple zhuzhes, like where we lay it all and then walk on it. You know what I mean? And then fill in different areas, like, yeah. Yeah.
But hey, if it builds the soil up.
Yeah. So we got close, but then the rain came. So we're taking a little break just to let the rain do its thing. But overall, I think we probably only need like maybe 3 to 4 more loads. We've got a little bit right here, a little bit over here, a little pocket over there, a couple pockets over there, and then just some fill-in on the inside. But she's looking good. All right, I think that is a wrap for today. I am exhausted. I don't even think I can do anymore. But here is where we got. So we got the whole thing covered. Might need to tidy it up a little bit. So we got all over there done. We got our whole front of our pathway up to our existing kitchen herb garden. And we finalized the spot or the pathway over here. Now I admit it's a little jagged, but honestly I don't know if we can do any more right now. But this is what it's looking like. A whole lot of wood chips. Probably a lot of people think this is crazy, but we have a vision. Trust the process. Hopefully over time, as these start to break down, and it will take time for them to break down, we'll probably have to amend with compost. But imagine beds over here filled with herbs, this creeping a little bit further out, pathways and different flower-esque type things, whether it's zinnias or sunflowers or butterfly weed. But yeah, so far this is what we got. Now I will admit, this is about how much of the pile we have left. So we're down to our last quarter of what we got delivered. And from walking, you can kind of feel certain areas that are a little bit lower than others. So I imagine, or what I'm hoping we can do, is let this set for a little bit. Like this seems a little bit lower over here. But to let this sit, get a couple storms under its belt, let it sit, let it settle, and then come back in and top dress to kind of fill in those gaps, because we should be able to see what they are fairly easily. So you can see the quality of the chips. There is a lot of stick matter in here, which could freak a lot of people out in that it's not the prettiest. But my thought is it's free and it fills a big area. You can really start to make some progress on some projects using this material, and eventually it will break down. And to be quite honest with you, most of this will settle and all the big stuff will come to the top, and you can just pick it out. But so far, I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, the quality of the chips is not really that bad. Again, just be mindful when you put this down. Perennials tend to do pretty well in it. Veggies, you don't want to plant it directly in there. It will take a couple years for it to really kind of mulch itself into the proper place. And certainly we expect that we're going to have grass and weeds pop up throughout here, through the cardboard and all of that. I mean, that's just Mother Nature. It's going to happen. We've got Bermuda grass, and that stuff is pretty vigorous. So we anticipate having to do some regular maintenance on this until it gets established. Whether that means laying down more chips, coming out and weeding. The benefit of doing this, though, is when stuff does pop up, because it is struggling to get up to the sunlight, it really is kind of lanky underneath. And so it's a little bit easier to kind of pull out to kind of stay on top of it. We also like to do a vinegar soap medley as a weed, kind of like a weed killer. So it's all natural, and you can come in and we can spray on that as well in this area. But other than that, I mean, so far this was our first chip drop. Some of the areas that we did with our first chip drop was just kind of filling in some gaps, trying to build that soil back up. This was our second. Hopefully, we're hoping, because this is a slope here. As you can see, if I pan over this way, you can see it's a slope. But what we're hoping is that this material starts to kind of settle in and build this area out with some soil so we don't get as much runoff. We fill this up with some plants that continues to retain that moisture and that water, and build this soil back up to what it was. So yeah, so that's kind of where we're at the moment. Stay tuned. I'm sure there will be lots more on this project. Lots more.